you say that, I also just want to remind everybody that the biggest thing about Barbie, I do remember this was always preached to me, was that, well, this isn't a normal body. And I remember everybody would always say that. It was like, these aren't normal proportions. And so I knew that, okay, this isn't a normal body because it's a doll.
And you don't feel that way about Bratz?
I don't know. They made it seem like they were normal,
but that's the
realistic.
same. But that's the same argument for their lips being big and their eyes being too big and their heads being too big.
I wish y'all could see my face right now because Alyssa be talking some bull.
Hold on a second. I'm just saying that was their whole thing.
Okay, let's talk about all the other ones. Okay, we got Rock Angels. They were like a little more rock and roll.
They were in the band.
They were studying.
They had the red and black moment.
Yeah, I love that. Funny
and
hair.
I did love that.
And I love like a little graphic tee moment, which was very in the 2000s.
And my shirt is sort of giving Bratz.
I didn't want to say that.
Yeah, it is
but I've been thinking that since I walked in here. I was like, wait, what team is that?
Like, sorry, it is giving.
She's got like this pink T-shirt on with like a bling bling Bratz cat on it.
I'll be the first to admit, okay, I was scared of Bratz because they were so hot. And
yeah,
I wanted to
Christian aspect?
I wanted to be able to play with Bratz, but I knew I wasn't cool enough. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I have respect for it.
But also, I bet the church was like, no, you can't play with Bratz.
I don't know if the church said anything about Bratz.
I think the church would be like, Bratz.
But like, to your point, Monica,
I don't know if they did.
Even as like a boy that didn't play with dolls, like I remember hearing adults say that like Bratz were slutty or like I wouldn't buy that for my daughter, but I thought they kind of looked
I guess ultimately I think it's just sort of like interesting that Bratz did have a lot of dolls. I think the thing that I'm just realizing is like I think that Barbie was there and then we played with Barbie. I don't know, like, because nobody here has an experience of playing with Bratz.
I listened to a couple.
Do you know what I mean?
I listened to a couple of YouTube videos where the girls were very passionate. Like, I never played with dolls. I was young when these came out. Like, I would bring my Bratz everywhere. Like, we'd play together. I think there was also something about Barbie that wasn't like they didn't really fight for like friendship and stuff like that. Like, the Bratz whole thing was like, we're a group, we're a friend.
Barbie
like,
was
talking
always
about
the
friendship.
face.
Exactly.
Like, she had friends, of course. She had a squad, of course. But that wasn't at the forefront like Bratz was. Bratz's whole entire thing was like, you can try to separate us, even down to the movie where like they were separated into like cliques and stuff. But at the end, they all come together.
But here's the thing. So yes, so Barbie was more on her own. But at the end of the day, you are on your own. Okay? And
Alyssa said there's a coffin and only one slot in it.
Sorry, but at the end of the day, you are on your own. And sure, Bratz was preaching, oh, we're all in it together. No, they're not.
Well,
people are
bet your ass love High School Musical,
People
Alyssa.
are backstabbers. And I think Barbie taught me and I've always tried to be there for people and people aren't there for me. And I think at the end of the day,
are you saying that Monica is not there for you?
You come into this world alone and you leave this world alone.
No, here's what I think Bratz took the approach. They tried to go American Doll and make them have interesting stories. They failed. And so they were like, okay, we're going to make this like a friend group. Like, okay, you don't have friends? Buy the Brat friend group, which I think is interesting and great for people, but ultimately like go into the real world and make friends. Do you know what I mean? Like they're like, just hang out with your Brats. No, we wish they made tables, but they don't. They're in a band.
It was a conversation starter. Like, you're out and you're nervous and you have a Bratz doll and you see another girl has a Bratz doll and you're like, it was a conversation. Yeah, it was like a conversation starter.
I've never heard of that happening.
I want to hear from you guys. What were you playing with? And what did you relate more to? Did you relate more to Barbie and how it was sort of like she can be anything? Or did you relate to Bratz because it was sort of one thing?
Because you're a hot girl.
You know what Barbie said to me? It said, if you're not the it girl, the main blonde it girl, who by the way was Rachel Bodley in my grade, she would get all the parts, then you're Midge or Madge or whatever that is.
And you know
She's calling your bitch ass out. You heard that?
I should have gotten that part, but I didn't speak English. Okay. But that's fine.
You are so over it.
So we have a lot of different Bratz that we didn't get to. We started with the core four. We already talked about the Avril Lavigne inspired ones. The rock. What are you laughing at?
Alyssa just literally took out her phone.
I was putting on my lip liner because of the Bratz influence. I feel, oh my gosh, I don't look good enough.
Get on your lingerie.
I'm worried about my lipstick coming off.
There was a lot of different Bratz dolls. They were not just the core four. We had the Winter Wonderland girls.
Fur, snow, cold, luxury.
Barbie already did it.
Yeah, we don't remember that.
Okay, and then we had Tokyo Go-Go, which was like Harajuku, so
which back in the early 2000s, I feel like was super prominent. Even thinking about
Gwen Stefani.
So that was very on trend.
Which is like honestly a little problematic, but
no, because
okay.
I think it
if Gwen could get away with it, Bratz can too.
I think it introduced that to girls who don't know anything about you're looking at bears and stuff. You don't know about Tokyo.